What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dre and y'all watching Major Waves, and in today's video I will be talking to you guys about my Empire experience. But first things first, when you guys hit that big red button, subscribe to my channel, don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any more of my future videos. Now, disclaimer, these are my memories and experiences with the people that are going to be mentioned in this video. Let's start off with how I first got booked to join Empire, whatever. I was just sitting at home and I Googled casting call in Chicago, Illinois, and the first one that popped up was Empire. I sent them my information, sent them my pictures, didn't even really think it was real. I didn't know what was going to come up with the situation, but I sent them my stuff. They emailed me back, they booked me, and that is how, this whole thing started. My first time on set with Empire was for a concert scene, actually, for Tiana, Hakeem, and Laura. I don't remember the season. I think it was like season 2, if I'm not mistaken. But it was the concert when Tiana, they were singing that, "Do you look sexy? Do you look sexy? Look at my body, look at my body." That song.
Sexy, look at my body, look at my body.
Yeah. That was my first time ever being on set, and it was an amazing experience. I have never really been on set for a TV show or a movie before that, so it was a nice experience. I learned how to get booked for other shows and, feature episodes and blah, 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 blah. I have been getting booked with Empire, for quite some time now, and then it came to the infamous scene with me, Taraji, and Terrence Howard. Now, I remember this day like it was yesterday because it was one of my favorite days of my life. Like, I met two of the biggest stars of the show, and I actually look up to both of these actors because Taraji is an amazing actor and Terrence is an amazing actor, and he's from Chicago. It was a two-day filming thing for the ASA award. I remember as an extra, I was going to break, and one of the PAs stopped me and was like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And I was just like, "I'm just a person here, as a guest, blah, 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 blah." So he was like, "Okay, you come with me." He took me downstairs, and he had me line up with like 2 or 3 other guys that was already down there. So I'm just like, okay, like, I don't know what's going on, but clearly from the looks of things, I'm gonna get chosen to do something. So I stood there, the director came, and he, was looking at us up and down, trying to figure out which one he wanted. And I just remember I was like, okay, I don't know what he's gonna be picking me for, but I just know I want to get picked for it, So I just remember I was just looking him dead in the eyes the whole time, like as he looking at everybody else, and like I'm just looking at him, eye contact, and then he picked me. And then he told, everybody else to go upstairs, and then that's when he told me, he's like, you're gonna be the reporter for Cookie and Lucius, and I was just like, no. But yeah, I was super excited, and I went over there and I stood in my place and I was talking to the stand-ins. I already knew them from, working. So, we're just talking, and then finally Terrence Howard comes out first. And he comes out and he, introduces himself like, "Hey, I'm Terrence Howard." And I'm just like, okay, like, da da da. And I'm just thinking like, I know who you are, but, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself to me. And then next, Taraji came, and me and Terrence Howard actually had a very nice conversation. It was a nice, long conversation too. Like, we were talking about a number of things. He was giving me advice and my career. We were talking about the industry. He was giving me advice on the industry, true friends in the industry, and how him and Taraji are really good friends. He was telling me about a story that when Empire had first came out, something had happened where they wanted to fire him, and Taraji basically stood up for him and was just like, "If y'all fire him, I'm leaving with him. Like, it's either both of us or none of us." So he kept his job, and he said that was because of her, and she was a real friend. Taraji, she didn't really say much. She was really on her phone, but she did, chime into the conversation when, we were talking about the whole thing with him getting fired or whatever. We were getting ready, to film and set up for everything, and I knew it was real, y'all. I knew it was real when Terrence's a makeup artist, was doing him, da-da-da-da. And then she turns to me and she starts, and I'm just like, ooh, like, it's about to go down. like, oh, I'm finna give me some good camera time. First of all, I hadn't even noticed that all the other extras had came into the room because my back was facing them. So I was just so much engaged into the conversation that me and Terrence Howard were having. You know, I didn't even notice that, you know, everybody else had came in and it was time to film. And I remember when it was time to film, you know, the director was telling me what to do, and I was supposed to be handing the mic over to Taraji so she can start her lines and, you know, say what she's supposed to say. And I don't even know what happened, if it was like a brain fart or what, but it was like the first take when they were like action, and I was just standing there looking at Taraji like, oh my God, like she's like here. Like, I don't know, like that was like my first time just like taking her in, because I was just having a conversation with Taraji, I mean not Taraji, but with Terrence so much, like I don't know. So like when I finally like looked at her and just got to just like take her in, I was just like, I'm like, oh my God, like yeah. So I missed my cue to like, you know, give her the mic, and she was just like, you gonna say something and give me the mic so I can say my lines. So I was just like, oh my bad. We had to like start over, and it was kind of funny. Yes, I really enjoyed that experience. Let me see another time. Portia on the show. Oh my God. First of all, Portia is so funny. If you guys do not follow her on Snapchat, you guys need to follow her on Snapchat. She is so funny. Her and her best friend, I love them. But actually, I think I was on set for another TV show actually, and I was just so happened to just be outside of the set area, because it kind of like all filmed in the same area, and it was so crazy because I was just watching her Snapchats and I was just cracking up at her Snapchats, and then here she is walking. She wasn't with no security, she wasn't with anybody, so I most definitely introduced myself when I told her that I loved her and I loved her snaps and I loved her best friend. That was the time that I met her. I want to say that I met Hakeem at one of his concert scenes, or to be honest, like I've done Empire so much, I forgot where I met him. I just remember that I met him and he follows me on Twitter. And yeah, that's about it. Yana, I've like chit-chatted with Tiana a couple times on set, just me being near her. I love her. She's an amazing person. She's just so sweet and so gentle, so innocent. I really like her. Never really met Andre. I've done a scene with him before, but I haven't actually like, you know, like met him before. As far as Jussie. Now, I know there's a lot of stuff in the media with Jussie right now, but honestly, when I met Jussie, he was super sweet, he was super kind, and he seemed super caring. I remember it was a scene that he was supposed to be doing. It was like an emotional scene. It was the scene when, you know, he was suffering from his PTSD stuff, and he was on stage and everybody was like flashing the cameras, you know, making the flashes and making him like start his PTSD moment. And it was like a scene that he really had to get into and get kind of emotional for. And I just remember like on set, like they were kind of like messing up with the action and stuff like that, and he was like I need to get this, like y'all come on, da 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 da, and like it was just super fun. Yeah, I actually throw the pickup of me like in the crowd that day. Yes, Jussie is super talented. Like he can really sing, y'all. Like really sing. Not saying that the rest of the cast cannot sing, but Jussie can like sing. He is just super dope. And with all the stuff that was happening, I just truly didn't believe that he would bring his community through that. First of all, the black community and the LBGT community through the fire like that. Despite everything that was going on, the one thing that I always try to remember and keep in mind, that all of these stories that are coming out have been coming from the Chicago PD and no one else. If you don't know your research and you know the back history of the Chicago PD, you should do your research, because I am from Chicago. Yeah, just do your research. So I was just kind of skeptical of all these stories that they were putting out, because they were the only ones putting them out to the world, and then they blew up. But he said that he was innocent. He was just really strong with keeping his innocence. All the charges have been dropped. Yeah, I'm not gonna really dwell on him too much, but he's a cool person. He's a dope person. He's really talented. He could sing, and I didn't believe any of this shenanigans that was going on while it was going on. It was just kind of like, ooh. But he just kept saying, I'm innocent, I'm innocent, I'm innocent, and yeah, that's just what I was just staying true for. You know what I'm saying? Innocent until proven guilty. That is my motto. What is it like to be on the set of Empire? It's very dope to see the creations that they make for the you know, for the stages and the props and everything like that. It's just so nice to see like how everything is built and how everything can be changed out. You know, I can be in the same set area and then come back 2 days later and it's a whole brand new thing. And it's just so cool to see the creative aspect that goes into the behind the scenes work of everything. And it's just so nice to see how everything was filmed and how everything actually happened versus how it airs when it's on TV and how it looks when it's on TV and the different angles and stuff. It's just nice to actually be there for the filming and then seeing it live on TV when everybody else sees it. Being on set was pretty cool. Actually, it was just pretty dope. It was very long. I will say Empire had very long hours. Whenever I was booked for Empire, I was expected to be there all day because they really take a long time to film. They really like perfection, and you know, can't really knock them for that. The food, you know, the food, it was okay. You know, I've definitely been on other shows where the food was a lot better. They always kept plenty snacks. The snacks was always decent. The crew, like the behind the scenes crew, you know, they're all dope. Ooh, I do remember there was this one particular time, the day that I met Terrence Howard, there was this certain PA, his name is like, I'm not gonna say his name. This was the day that I met Terrence Howard, and after we did our scene, I couldn't do any more scenes after that because I had done that specific scene, and you know, I was like right there in the camera, and they didn't want me to be placed anywhere else. So me and Terrence, we were kind of like talking after the scene, and really the extras are not supposed to be communicating with the stars because they are at work and they're trying to focus on the lines and get their parts together. So I mean, the guy was doing his job, but he just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So he came up to me and he was just like, you know, make sure that, you know, like you're not talking to the stars or like distracting the stars, you know, da 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 da. And I'm just thinking like, do you know who I am? Like, I just did the scene. Like, like, what? I wasn't talking to Terrence. Terrence was talking to me. Like, what do you mean? Like, but yeah, I just remember that, and I was just like, I was a little shitty about it at first. I just did the scene. Like, what? Yeah, he was just doing his job. It was, you know, me and him are cool now. We're friends on Facebook. The whole cast is just really dope. The show, the storyline's getting better. Yeah, that was my experience on, you know, getting booked. And, you know, just a little, you know. That is all for today's video. Make sure you guys to give this video a thumbs up if you have ever seen Empire, and leave me a comment in the comment section below, and make sure you guys hit that big red button so you can become part of the major gang, and don't forget to hit that bell so you can get a notification every time I post a brand new video. Follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram at TheRealJMajor. We could become friends. Deuces.